Hey everyone, it's MKBHD here, and today we're diving into the Huawei Nova 13 Pro. This phone has been generating a lot of buzz lately, and for good reason. This phone is making waves, and it's all about the cameras. Huawei has really stepped up their game with this one. We're talking serious selfie power and some impressive rear camera specs too. The front cameras are designed to capture every detail, making your selfies look professional. But is it enough to make this phone a winner? Let's find out. We'll be looking at the camera quality, the software enhancements, and overall user experience. Now, the Nova series has always been about pushing boundaries in mobile photography. Each iteration brings something new to the table. The Nova 13 Pro takes this to a whole new level. Dual front cameras, triple rear cameras, and a bunch of software tricks. It's a photographer's dream. Huawei is clearly aiming for the top spot in the selfie game. The dual front cameras are perfect for wide-angle selfies and group shots. We're going to break down all the details from the camera tech to the software experience. The AI enhancements in the camera app are particularly noteworthy. We're going to explore how these features work in real-world scenarios. From low-light performance to portrait mode, we'll cover it all. And trust me, there are some things you need to know about that. The software enhancements can make a huge difference in your photography. So, stick around to see if the Nova 13 Pro is worthy of your pocket. Let's get into it. We'll also be comparing it to other flagship phones to see how it stacks up. Okay, let's talk selfies. The Nova 13 Pro packs not one but two front-facing cameras. We've got a 60-megapixel main sensor with autofocus, which is a big deal for sharp selfies. No more blurry faces. Then there's an 8-megapixel portrait lens with 2x optical zoom. This is where things get interesting. You can grab those classic portrait shots with that nice blurry background, but the zoom gives you more flexibility. Think about it. Better framed group selfies, more background detail, and even some cool vlogging potential. Huawei is definitely onto something here. Now, let's flip the phone around and talk about the rear cameras. The Nova 13 Pro boasts a triple camera setup, and it's not messing around. The star of the show is a 50-megapixel main sensor with an adjustable aperture. That means you can get those professional-looking shots with a shallow depth of field. You know, that blurry background effect that makes your subject pop. Next up, we've got a 12-megapixel telephoto lens with 3x optical zoom. This is great for getting closer to the action without sacrificing quality. And finally, there's an 8-megapixel wide-angle lens for capturing those epic landscapes or fitting everyone in the shot. Section 4, picture-perfect image quality from both sides. So we've got all these cameras, but how do they actually perform? In a word, impressive. The Nova 13 Pro delivers some of the best image quality I've seen from a smartphone, both front and rear. The selfies are crisp and detailed, even in challenging lighting. The portrait mode is solid, with natural-looking background blur, and the rear cameras capture vibrant colors and excellent dynamic range. Huawei has always been known for their camera processing, and it shows here. The images are well balanced, with good exposure and detail. Whether you're a casual shooter or a mobile photography enthusiast, the Nova 13 Pro won't disappoint. Section 5, EMUI and the Google Gap, a hurdle for users. Alright, here's where things get a little complicated. When you pick up the Huawei Nova 13 Pro, the first thing you'll notice is its sleek design and impressive hardware. But as you start using it, you might run into some unexpected challenges. The Nova 13 Pro runs on Huawei's EMUI software, and it's missing one crucial thing: Google services. This absence is more than just a minor inconvenience. It fundamentally changes how you interact with the device. That means no Google Play Store, no Gmail, and no Google Maps. These are apps that many of us rely on daily, and their absence can be quite jarring. No Google Maps? You get the idea. Imagine trying to navigate a new city without Google Maps, or missing out on your favorite YouTube videos because the app isn't available. Now, Huawei has been working hard on their own app gallery, and it's come a long way. They've invested heavily in building a robust ecosystem, and it shows. You'll find some popular apps there, but it's still not on the same level as Google Play. The selection is growing, but there are still gaps that can be frustrating for users who are used to the comprehensive offerings of Google's ecosystem. And that can be a deal breaker for a lot of users. The lack of certain key apps can make the device feel incomplete no matter how good the hardware is. On top of that, EMUI itself can be a bit of a mixed bag. While it offers a lot of customization options and some unique features, it can also be inconsistent and sometimes confusing. It's visually similar to Android, but there are some quirks and inconsistencies that can be frustrating. For instance, certain settings might be in different places or some features might not work as expected. Sometimes it feels like Huawei is trying too hard to differentiate themselves from stock Android, and it ends up hurting the user experience. This can be particularly challenging for users who are switching from other Android devices and expect a seamless transition. In conclusion, while the Huawei Nova 13 Pro has a lot to offer in terms of hardware and design, the software experience can be a significant hurdle. The lack of Google services and the quirks of EMUI might be too much for some users to overlook. Section 6. Beyond the camera's design, battery, and display. Cameras aside, the Nova 13 Pro has a lot going for it. The design is sleek and stylish, with a comfortable in-hand feel. The battery life is excellent, thanks to a large 5,000 mAh battery and efficient software. And the display is a beauty. It's a 6.76-inch OLED panel with vibrant colors and smooth scrolling. Whether you're browsing the web, watching videos, or playing games, the Nova 13 Pro's display won't disappoint. Section 7. Conclusion. The perfect selfie phone? Almost. We've taken a deep dive into the Huawei Nova 13 Pro, and it's clear that this phone has a lot to offer, especially for those who prioritize camera quality and design. So there you have it, the Huawei Nova 13 Pro. From the moment you unbox it, the phone makes a strong impression with its sleek design and premium feel. It's a phone that excels in some areas and stumbles in others. The user experience is generally smooth and the performance is solid for everyday tasks and even some more demanding applications. The cameras are undeniably impressive, offering incredible versatility and image quality. Whether you're taking selfies, portraits, or wide-angle shots, the Nova 13 Pro delivers stunning results. The design, battery life, and display are all top-notch. The vibrant display makes media consumption a joy, and the battery life ensures you can go through a full day without needing to recharge. But the lack of Google services and the sometimes frustrating EMUI software are major drawbacks. Navigating through the phone without Google's ecosystem can be a hassle, and the software experience isn't as polished as some of its competitors. If you can live without Google's ecosystem and are willing to adapt to EMUI, the Nova 13 Pro is a powerful and capable device, especially for selfie lovers. The front camera is one of the best in its class, making it a great choice for social media enthusiasts. But for many users, the Google gap will be too big to overcome. The absence of Google apps like Gmail, YouTube, and Google Maps can be a deal-breaker for those who rely on these services daily. It's a shame, because the Nova 13 Pro is so close to being a truly great phone. The hardware is there, the camera system is fantastic, and the design is beautiful. But the software limitations hold it back. Until Huawei can resolve the software situation, it's a tough recommendation for most people. For now, it remains a phone with great potential that falls just short of greatness.